Hi everyone, welcome back. We're gonna continue going through Star Wars in chronological order, and we have made our way to Clone Wars the movie. This movie did have a theatrical release, and when it came out, I don't know how many people enjoyed it. I saw it on disc, but I thought it was a really amazing movie, and I didn't know at the time that it was gonna spawn a show. But I really liked seeing Ahsoka, and again, like what I said has been my favorite part of Clone Wars, just seeing the interaction between Anakin and Obi-Wan. This movie had a really good story, surprisingly enough. I don't think anyone really expected that, especially for an animation movie at the time. People didn't really have too much faith in, it was like 2007, 2008.
When I saw this, first of all, I didn't care for this movie because I was like, "Oh man, what are they turning Star Wars into?" I was stupid. I did watch it. I didn't watch it in the theaters because I was like, I'm not paying money to go see that. I caught it on DVD and I watched it. And I'm not gonna lie, the first time I saw it, I hated it. I hated the character of Ahsoka. In my mind, I was following the original trilogy. I was like, Anakin didn't have fucking Padawan. I don't care what this movie says. Which later on, I grew to really, really love Ahsoka. She really grew on me. So I have seen this movie several times after that, and I have enjoyed it a lot more since because I've grown to like the character of Ahsoka. But essentially, my only gripe with this movie was Ahsoka. But the movie itself is really good. It shows the Clone Wars. And as Griff said, I had no idea that they were going to follow up with the series, so I thought this was it. And I always wanted to explore that era of the movies. And you get to see Anakin and Obi-Wan deep in the heart of battle. You see Ventress again, Dooku, the Jedi Order. It's really good. Padme's in here, the droids are in here, and the battles in this movie are really cool.
Yeah, and they really do set up the show really well because this is essentially Clone Wars' pilot episode. It's a long pilot episode, but it really sets the tone and the feeling of the TV show. It really does play a lighter mood to a really down feeling time because they are in full on in the middle of war and they're losing at this point and still being able to keep their composure and go on these missions. I think is just a lot of fun to watch, and it's Star Wars. Seeing lightsaber fights, gunships, all the droids. The droids they're always funny. I think the droids are hilarious in Clone Wars, but seeing them go on all these missions and interact with a lot larger of a galaxy than we're initially led to believe in the movies is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you know what? You get to see them wear different things, things that are a little bit ominous. When you first see Anakin, you can kind of see some of Vader in there. Obi-Wan's got something similar, but he looks more clone armored up. You get to see some new villains here, some new planets. It's just they just go on a different and cooler adventures every time you see them. You get to see new ships. You get to see Anakin still be young and rebellious, but also you see him slightly more mature than you previously saw him, and that's always cool because you could see how he's growing into what he becomes, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot more of a slow transition, and I think a lot of people benefited from seeing that, and they explained a lot more, and it's very much worth a watch. If you haven't seen this movie, go watch it.
Absolutely. And a lot of the people complain because and I did this too. From episode 2 to episode 3, Anakin's turn to the dark side is kind of just like okay. But if you watch the miniseries, the micro series, if you watch Clone Wars the movie, and later on Clone Wars the series, you understand that there is it's not a coin toss. He goes through a lot of things to get him to that point, and that's why you have to watch Clone Wars. Also, because essentially what happens to him is due to the Clone Wars. So you get to see the entirety of the war. In episode 2, you see the beginning. In episode 3, you see the end of the war. But if you watch all of these shows, you see the entire 3.5 year period of war that happens through in the Old Republic.
And the voice acting is really good too. They got a really good voice cast.
Oh, 100%.
Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, stay up to date with our current videos. We'll see you guys next time.
Take care, guys.